Gem Depot back with another instant classic. Today we are going over our Genestealercults saga. We're going to be covering the Neophytes. This is a super simple battle ready scheme to basically match our Ridge Runner tutorial. Today I really wanted to focus and harp on the ability to batch paint these guys in an efficient manner so you can get them to your next game. Make sure you like and subscribe this video and stay tuned. The first thing we did was primer models black, obviously, and then we shot them from above with a Vallejo dark sea gray. As you can see, I put all the models here on a ruler just for ease of access. I'm painting like 100 of these dudes and I want to get through them ASAP so my client can go ahead and get to his next GT and get some dubs under his belt. After we do that, we are going to be focusing on the fleshy bits, basically their heads, arms, hands, and cloth. So basically flesh and cloth. And we're hitting it with Acryl, all of flesh. That's because whenever it comes to the next step, our contrast, it's going to have a bit more life to it as opposed to just hitting it with a white paint. Excuse the camera angle here and excuse the blur on occasion. So you can see me just trying to be as accurate as possible, going with the airbrush with that Acryl olive flesh. I want to make sure I'm getting some nice coverage there, so I'm going back and forth on each model. Take your time here because a good undercoat will make sure our model succeeds later on in the process. So after we get that on, we're going back with the airbrush, and now we're just focusing on armor bits of the model. As you can see, just on the ruler, we are batch painting these guys like they're like time is up, man. You got to send in reinforcements now, and we're just focusing this white ink on their armor, which is their knee pads, elbow pads, shoulders, chest plates, and the back pieces of each unit. So I'm just going top down, shooting each one with that white ink. Next up, we are going on to kind of the fleshy hand bits, and we are just shooting this with a little bit of Games Workshop Coelia Greenshade. I wanted to give some variety to the model as opposed to just white and then orange. So we went in with a little bit of green to give that a bit more life. After we apply that Coelia Greenshade, we want to hit the tips of their hands with Games Workshop Carsburg Crimson. And so we're just going to be focusing on kind of the ends of their hands, their extremities here, and we're just hitting it with the Carsburg Crimson. So we're going to go through and make sure our shots are nice and accurate here. We want to have good brush control, good trigger discipline here. And if you do get overspray, as you see as I did on that model, we went back in with the Acryl olive flesh and went ahead and fixed it up. But you want to make sure you are slow and patient here because you want to reduce the amount of time you have to backtrack and fix previous mistakes. So next we're working on the cloth, and here you can see we're just using straight out of the pot mixed with some speed paint thinner, Army Painter Nuclear Sunrise. So this is going to be kind of our contrast against the white armor as shown in the previous video, the Ridge Runner video did a couple weeks ago. And this, we're just want to make sure we're getting some nice good coverage here on that underpaint, and we're working the speed paint around the model, make sure it doesn't pull, and making sure we're getting nice good even coverage. We also want to make sure we're avoiding the armor. If you do get in the armor, kind of like that white paneling, don't panic. Just, clean off your brush, go back to the model and whisk it away. There was a few times when I did get a lot of the orange speed paint in the white armor, and you just kind of got to rinse them off and kind of redo it. This, along with blacking out all the metal bits, is probably the most tedious part in this tutorial. And that being said, you know, it's pretty quick. It's a pretty quick process, and I think the end result is decent for the amount of time you have to put into getting a battle-ready horde army. Because horde armies are a different animal in themselves to get them to a good tabletop standard. So as you can see, just going through the model, just trying to get nice, good coverage. I don't want to get anything and get that super bright orange in any place that I don't want it. So just going through and making sure I got all the crevices, all the nooks and the crannies. And we go through one model at a time, making sure we got it all. After we do that, we're going to go ahead and black out each one of the guns, and any other pieces we essentially want to appear as kind of silver, kind of more like a dirty silver, kind of like a worn battle silver. So we're going to use Acryl, coal black, and we're just going to base paint basically the guns, the shoulder pad camera light things, the grenades, and the flares on their belts, this black. And we're just going to go through each model here and paint each one of those things black. As you can see, I'm just taking my time, making sure I'm accurate here, precise with my brush strokes, because I don't really want to get this all over anything. So we want to add a little bit more of kind of a focal point to our models, but at the same time we want to make sure they're all very homogeneous and uniform. So the way I thought about doing that is, okay, when we're focusing on a model, you generally look at their head and their weapons. I don't really want to spend a whole lot of time on their weapons, but their heads are a different story. So how I did that is we just took Games Workshop Volpus Pink, watered it way down, and just slathered it all over their heads. We just want to make sure we had nice even coverage and we didn't really have any awkward staining. So as you can see, I'm just going through each model, just making sure I'm covering each one with a good coat of this super watered down Volpus Pink. It will stick pretty well on the undercoat we have there, that olive flesh olive coat, and it'll give us kind of a nice pink looking flesh. So after we get all those heads knocked out, we're putting them back on the rulers, and we're just going with Army Painter Ruby Skin and just popping the little top of their noggins and their faces with a little dusting of this Ruby Skin. As you can see, it'll add a decent bit of variety to the model, and it'll help blend that Volpus pink we just put on there in case you did have any weird staining. So next up, we're basically hitting all the silver bits with Army Painter Cobalt Metal. Here, we're really just painting kind of like their medallion things, the buckles on their boots, silver, and then along with kind of their rebreather tube things around their neck. And if they have any visible like goggles or rebreathers, we're also painting those silver. And I do like this silver a lot. It has pretty good coverage, and it's not exactly like a it has like a blue tinge to it, so it adds a little bit of, you know, more pizzazz to the model. You know what I'm saying? Adds a little bit more zing. So after we get onto the silver on there, we're going to go ahead and just dry brush everything that we painted black with the same silver that Army Painter Cobalt. And we're just kind of going through, making sure we got pretty good coverage on all the guns, the light source, the grenades, and then there's flares. And as you can see, I'm just going through one dude at a time. This is a pretty quick process, and we're kind of getting close to, you know, closing out our models here. Just want to make sure I'm getting all the edges of those weapons so you can see them clearly and they're all very well defined. I think this is a pretty good way to go about guns and other like treads, guns, pretty much things you'd expect to be all metal. It's just a super quick way to do it. It breaks up the model a bit, but it also makes it look pretty like coherent. It doesn't look sloppy. So the last step in our tutorial here today is we're going through the white armor, and we're just adding a tinge of super watered down black Templar. So pretty much same step as the nuclear sunrise. However, this is highly watered down, and I really just want to use it kind of as like a filter on our white armor to make it not look so stark. So as you can see, just kind of putting it all over there generously along with the metal bits, and I'm just making sure it doesn't pull too much and that it has a nice good coverage. I'm hitting all of the shoulders, the chest, and the back plates, along with their elbow pads and knee pads and shin pads if they have them. Just working my way around the model and making sure the coverage is nice, good, and even. And so finally, when we're done with that, we went ahead and coated all the models in a gloss varnish, and that's just for, you know, protective gameplay. And then we went ahead and hit them with a light or a good dusting of AK Ultramatte varnish, and that's our models there. As far as basing went, we used some just paste from Vallejo along with some red pigments mixed in rubbing alcohol, just to kind of make it match the cloth bits there. And that's our battle-ready scheme for Genestealer Cult Neophytes. If you like this video, go ahead and like, subscribe, and stay tuned for more. Thanks.